Bridging the gap. This is working with the concept where we're trying to go from our striking range to our grappling range. We're trying to bridge the divide, okay? In a striking range, I want to be in a position where my lead hand, that jab hand, is able to touch his hand, which means I can step in and make contact, and if he tries to strike, I can step back away from the strikes. Okay, this is the striking range. The grappling range is where I'm all the way in on my partner and I'm able to defend against strikes close. Everything in between is dangerous. So if I'm trying to bridge the gap, I don't want to be driving forward aggressively while he steps away. I'll never get to the grappling without eating a lot of punches in the way. Now, same thing, I don't want to be too defensive. If I keep walking away, he can overwhelm me. So I need to figure out that timing. If he steps forward and I step forward at the same time, the amount of time it takes for us to make contact is significantly less. So I want to use that timing to help me bridge the gap. An example of this is with our haymaker. When he throws a big emotional punch, if I stay here or move away, I might eat that punch. But if he throws that punch and I step in, I'm on the inside range of the punch. I've now made contact with him quite quickly, and I can begin to stay in that safe grappling realm and defend from strikes from here. So again, we're here, he throws the punch, I step in with my hands covering my head to make sure he doesn't make any surprise shots, and then I just bring my arms down and I clinch, okay? We do this with a little bit of a stepping drill. He steps forward, I step back. Okay? If I were to step forward, he would step back. Okay? And we would do that 3 times in one direction. And then eventually, he steps forward, I step back, he steps forward and throws a punch, and I step in. And that's how we bridge the gap, okay? With the haymaker punch. All right, bridging the gap using the push kick entry. So this is where we're working on hyperextending the knee, or using the leg to maintain the distance. If I don't have a strike that is able to kind of maintain his forward pressure, and I just move back, he might overwhelm me with strikes, and he might overwhelm me with his speed. So as I feel my opponent getting too close, my leg comes up, and I can use that to keep him away. Hyperextend the knee and give him a hindrance in coming forward. And then I will use that same strike to time my entry to go from the striking range to the grappling range and bridge that gap. So we're here, he comes forward, I hit. He comes forward, I hit. He comes forward, I hit, and I come into the grappling range. Okay? One more time. He's here, I hit. He's here, I hit. He's here, I cover, crash, and clinch. Okay? Now, single lapel grip, entry to bridge the gap. If he is holding me at range, he can easily start striking. It's very hard for me to move forward because he has a structure, and it's very hard for me to move away because he's pulling me in with this structure. So the first thing I want to do is just make sure that I check my base. So if he's pushing, I'm pushing back and connecting. If he's pulling, I'm pulling back and connecting and keeping my head up and my hips forward. If my head goes down, I can get knees and uppercuts and lots of problems. So I stay in good base. Second thing is I make sure I cover, so my hands come up, just to defend against any strikes that might be coming in. And then I'm going to bring my elbow over his wrist and trap his wrist. And I'm going to do this in a circular motion. Hand comes up, I do a circular motion, and I trap his wrist with my elbow. And then my whole body comes in. The whole body comes in to the clinch position, okay? I don't reach with my arm. I take everything with the grip. So here, good base check, hands up, rotate, trap the wrist, and then bring everything in to the clinch position. Okay? And again, pull. Good. And again.